What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing a Steeda rear sway bar and rear end links on my Focus ST. This should help a lot with the handling and turning. I believe it's to help to prevent oversteer and understeer, and that will be useful for me in autocross next season in a few months. So that's why I'm doing this. It's not really worth it to do the front one because you have to drop the front subframe and get it through there and all that, and a front sway bar, that's just too much work really for what it's worth for me. So that is why I'm choosing to do the rear sway bar from Steeda, because I got a good deal on it on Black Friday. And it has also these end links, which you should do, especially if you're installing an aftermarket rear sway bar. You need to do aftermarket end links too, to adjust it, to make sure that the sway bar has no preload in it, which I will show you how to do. And then it also comes with different bushings. These are the race bushings, which I'll probably put in because why not? It has the black ones in there now, which are the street ones, which are a little bit softer, but I don't really see why it would hurt to put in the race bushings. And then it also has the sway bar with everything you need. So let's go ahead and get the car jacked up in the rear and take the wheels off, and I'll show you what to do from there. So once you have the wheels off, the first thing you want to do is disconnect the end links here with this bolt, and then later we'll take them out on the bottom to replace them. But just go ahead and take this bolt out on both sides and disconnect the end links. And then what we're going to do is look underneath here, and you can see here are the sway bar brackets, and you're going to take out this bolt here and this bolt up here. And once those are out, this bracket will come off and you'll be able to drop the sway bar down. So I'll show you what that looks like whenever I'm done with that. So here's the old stuff removed. You can see how shot these bushings are. They're all cracked and really hard rubber, and you can see it's a little rusty. So those are definitely ready to be replaced. It was really easy to take this out. There's just that bolt I showed you here, and then the one underneath here. They were 13 and 14 millimeters, and I just removed those and then removed these two bolts. They weren't even tight at all after being on the car for 10 years. So they were super easy to get off. This just fell down really easily, and so did the end links. So now it is time to install the Steeda end links and Steeda sway bar. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff unwrapped and show you how to put it together. So here are the Steeda end links. You can see they're really nice, high quality, and pretty beefy feeling, and they're also blue anodized. So I think those will look cool under there. And it also comes with this grease packet to grease up all of these joints and also the bushings. I'm going to go ahead and swap out these black street bushings for these red race bushings. All you got to do is take this bolt out here, put them on, and then put them back on. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick and then show you how to put it into the car. So here is the end link installed with the bushings. I'm just going to go ahead and put these in here first, just so they're in here. And then whenever we get the sway bar bolted up, I'll show you how to adjust them to be at the right height. But that is pretty much the extent of it for now. I'm just using these red bushings that are supposed to be a little bit stiffer and give you a little bit better response. But that's you put them in there just with that washer like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get both sides of these put in, and then we're going to go ahead and put the sway bar up pretty much just the same way that we took it out. And then also, before you put these in, you want to grease them, which I haven't done. So I'll have to grease this joint here, and then grease where it goes in, where the bushings are, and then it'll be good to go. So both of the end links are installed and greased up. So then I unwrapped the sway bar, and now we got these brackets that came with the Steeda kit, and you do reuse the OEM hardware for the actual sway bar itself. But the end links do come with their own hardware. And what you got to do with these is you have these bushings, and they don't even look like they open, but they do. You can see right there. So make sure you get plenty of the grease that comes with it. Lubed up all on the outside and inside of this bushing here, and get it all lubed around the bar, and then slide it around the bar and put the brackets over it like that, and we'll put it back in the car just like we took it out. So now you can see that the sway bar is installed all the way up in there and bolted in. but it's not attached here to the actual end links themselves. So now I'm going to show you how to actually adjust these to be the end links to be at the right length, and then we'll attach them to the sway bar and lower the car down. So to get them roughly adjusted to where you want your end links at the right length, you want to get a jack and jack up the suspension part of the car from underneath here on the control arm, and get it until it just barely starts to lift off the jack stand there, and that'll get this to the right height, and you'll set this to where it is like right at the sway bar there, and that'll get your rough length. And then once it's actually we'll get this bolted in there, and then you'll twist this, and we'll kind of feel the resistance to see if it gets to the right point where there's no preload on the sway bar. Now, if you're building like a track purpose car and you need this to be perfectly dialed in, then you'll want to corner balance the car and you know, do a lot of other more fine tuning to get this perfect. But I'm pretty much just trying to get it even on both sides as best as I can get it just now in my garage. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get this side adjusted and then work on the other side. So I got them about as close as I could, adjusting them while it was jacked up and getting them to fit. I kind of had to loosen this bolt here and then put it in here and just kind of mess with it for a while, and I still don't really know if it's perfect. I'm not an expert on this. I'm just trying to at least get an improvement over the stock stuff. So I'm pretty sure it should be fine, but you can adjust this once the car's set on the ground and settled a little bit. I could just reach in here and adjust these until there's very little resistance on these threads when I'm tightening it, and then that's where I can kind of tell that it has no preload on it. And then I'll just put this locking nut, which I got this tightened. You just got to hold the bolt here and tighten this, and then tighten this one, and make sure these bushings aren't squeezed really tight because they will crack. And then I just have this bolt and tight, this bolt, the locking one, tight. So if I notice any issues or kind of want to try to tune it a little bit more, it's pretty easy to just reach up under here and adjust it here. But I'm going to go ahead and get the wheel put back on and go test it, and I'll let you know what I think on how much of the improvement that it makes. But you can see what it looks like when it's all installed there. But I'm going to go ahead and put everything back together and test drive it, and I'll let you know what I think. So I went and test drove the car with the new sway bar and end links on, and it is a blast to drive now because it pretty much got rid of all of the understeer. I don't think this car will ever understeer again unless it's like icy or hydroplanes or anything, but even then I think it'll handle a lot better. I took like a 90-degree turn at like 40 miles an hour, and like you put in steering input, and then like halfway through the turn the rear end just slides out all the way perfect into where it's straight, and then I could just go. So I definitely see this helping a lot in autocross, and it makes the car just a lot of fun to drive. I went to a empty parking lot and kind of did like some slalom back and forth, and you get a little bit like the back end kind of rotates out, like it doesn't really spin out. It'll eventually kind of grab grip and then go. And I don't know, it just feels a lot better. I kind of have to relearn how to drive the car for autocross, but I would definitely recommend this if you track your ST or just want it to be more fun. It feels more planted and like slight curves and like changing lanes on the highway and stuff. But other than that, I would definitely recommend it. Please like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram and Nickjoenap, and I will see you in the next video.